23rd, 2021, Special Board of Education meeting here in District 205 Center. Governor Pritzker continues the disaster declaration related to the COVID-19 pandemic for all Illinois counties. Currently, Phase 4 guidelines are in place, which limits the number of individuals in a space. In accordance with Board Policy 2.230, members of the public who wish to offer in-person public comment are able to do so at this meeting. To adhere to Phase 4 guidelines, there will be a limited number of seats available in the meeting room. The board president will call the public comment speaker to the podium based on the order in which the speaker signed in. A sign-up sheet will be available at the entrance to the building until 5 o'clock. In accordance with Board Policy 2.230, members of the public will be allocated up to 3 minutes per speaker. The board president has set 30 minutes as the length of time for the public comment section of this meeting. Members of the public may stay in the meeting space if the limited number of seats remain available. The board meeting continues to be live streamed for viewing on the district's website. Written public comments can also be provided where the board will acknowledge the written comment, but they will not be read. See Agenda Item 1B for the links. Electronic viewing can be found at Board Docs by clicking on the video button. All right, so at this time, I'll call the meeting to order, and I will do a roll call. Margaret Harrell.
Present.
Jim Collins.
I'm here.
Courtney Troutman.
Present.
Beth Hostler.
Here.
Chris Kaczynski.
Present.
Okay. And we have Mrs. Stufen is absent, but I believe she is coming later. So we have 6 board members present, 1 absent, and at this time I'll stand for the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right. So public comment is with all public comments. Please note that it is the board's practice to listen to public comments with interest in what is being shared and not to provide a response or engage in discussion. In order for the board to maintain civility and decorum of the meeting, we ask you be courteous and respectful to members of the board, district leadership team, and district staff, and the process for providing public comment. Please state your name when you come to the podium and limit your comments to no more than 3 minutes. There will be a timekeeper, and they will let you know when there is 30 seconds left. So at this time, I will call Sarah Garcia, and just check that the microphone is green.
It looks green.
All right, then you're good to go.
All right. Good evening. My name is Sarah Garcia, and I'm here to speak about the plans regarding the REACH program and Fisher School. At the last board meeting, it was stated that all stakeholders had been consulted or informed about these plans, but this is not true, since there are still people in the Fisher area who to this day have no idea that the district is planning to turn Fisher into a magnet school, and this is unacceptable. Dr. Moyer stated at the board meeting that Fisher is a good candidate to house this program because he's getting many calls to transfer children out of Fisher. He stated that parents weren't comfortable with the fact that their children would be in the same class of students from kindergarten to 5th grade if they chose the monolingual program. And while I don't doubt that this is partially true, this is a problem that the Fisher community brought up when dual was first being discussed. I understand the concerns of the parents wishing to keep their child in the monolingual program, but this is a problem that has been created by the district. As a community, we were promised that our neighborhood school would not be taken away, that the dual program would stay at 2 sections, and that if the program began to outgrow Fisher School, new sections would be moved to another school. I teach in a dual language program, so I'm fully aware of the benefits, and I'm happy that this program is so highly regarded and sought out by many families. Our school in K-2 is now at 3 sections of dual and 1 section of monolingual. This is not sustainable for our school and leads our community to see our fears being realized, that Fisher students who chose to not go into dual would eventually get pushed out of the school. I want our dual families to know that they are welcome at Fisher. This has been a great addition for our school. But what was stated by Dr. Moyer should not be the reason to take Fisher School away from our community. My biggest question and concern is why no one from the district reached out to the families in our neighborhood. Why did it take our PTA reaching out several times to Ms. Weber before she was willing to sit down with the community to talk about these plans? And after Ms. Weber agreed to the meeting, why was it stated that she would discuss changes to the REACH program and Fisher School? This makes it seem as if the decision has already been made, and it would seem that yet again, the opinions and needs of our Fisher community are not that important to the district. The board and district are always talking about ensuring things are equitable. How is this equitable for Fisher families? To be the only neighborhood in Elmhurst to not have a neighborhood school. I urge the board to put this decision on hold for this school year and to be transparent with our families and our community. Thank you.
Thank you. Jennifer DeBasher.
Hi there, I'm Jennifer DeBosher, and I'm here also to talk about the Fisher issue with the new proposal based on the meeting last week. I have 3 kids, a 24-year-old son, a 21 now year old daughter who graduated from York, and they have warm memories of York, Churchville, and Fisher. And then I also have a 5th grader who's at Fisher and is very excited to start her STEM classes at Churchville. Before I talk about Fisher, I want to thank the educators, the 205 educators. It's been a rough year, and I think they've done a wonderful job. All the teachers, all the educators. I want to thank the foundation board. I think they really came through for our community. And then I also want to thank all of you because you spent a lot more time than I'm sure you envisioned, doing a lot more research, being at a lot more meetings, and this is a volunteer job. Thank you actually to Dr. Harrell as well, because she's going to be resigning or going to be retiring soon from the board, so thank you. Okay, so now about Fisher. I am serving as a voice for Fisher for the 2-month-old that I know, the baby that was just born a few blocks away from me, and our neighbor that lives 3 houses down from Fisher. Because I've never had kids in the dual language and I've never had kids in REACH, they may not also have an experience at Fisher because they may not choose REACH, or they might not, their kids might not be eligible for REACH, or they might not choose dual language. The proposal that we heard last week is saying that their kids now will have to go to either Field or Emerson. I don't understand how that's fair, so I just wanted to talk for a second about the lack of transparency, the lack of communication, and the lack of community engagement. I have been on the foundation board. I've served many different roles on PTA, whether it's the PTA at Churchville or Fisher. I filled out more than enough surveys. I'm always good about doing that 5 essential surveys. I've never been surveyed about losing a community school. I've never been surveyed about having anything about, I have friends that have kids that will be coming to Fisher. If I hadn't told them, they would have no idea that there is a proposal on the board that their kids may not go to Fisher like their older siblings. I don't know why we get treated with such a lack of respect at Fisher. It's been going on for decades. We can rise above it. We Fisher families are fine with the perceptions because we know what the truth is and we know how great Fisher is. But this proposal just bamboozled us. And to know that they not only brought this up to the REACH parents on the Friday before presenting it to you on Tuesday, and again, those are just REACH parents. Those, if you had a Conrad Fisher student that wasn't REACH, then they were exposed to it. But otherwise, they weren't exposed to it. So then to be told that they wanted this to be reached in April, they wanted you to reach a decision in April, that was just way too fast. There's way too many things going on here, way too many changes. So I would ask for the REACH people to get together, maybe think of different options, not at the cost of the monolingual program at Fisher, and to also wait for any changes as well. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Were there any written comments?
There are no written comments.
Okay. So that's all the public comments, and there are no written comments, so could I have a motion to go into closed session?
I move that the board move into closed session for the appointment, employment, compensation, discipline, performance, or dismissal of specific employees of the public body or legal counsel for the public body, including hearing testimony and a complaint lodged against an employee of the public body or against legal counsel for the public body to determine its validity. 5 ILCS 120-2C1.
I second.
Okay, motion by Courtney, second by Karen. I'll call the vote. Courtney?
Yes.
Karen?
Yes.
Margaret?
Yes.
Jim?
Yes.
Beth?
Yes.
Chris?
Yes.
Kara, yes. 7 ayes, no nays. Motion passes. The board will be going into closed session. There will be no action taken out of closed session. We will just simply reconvene to open session and adjourn. So, thank you.